It's time for the KickAround, the Ticket's weekly show all about soccer. 2 hours of HSOs on the clubs, leagues, and tournaments of the world's game. It doesn't matter if you're new to the sport, don't worry. This is the Ticket. We're just kicking it around. Now, here's two guys who still have their moms drive them to practice. Andy Swift and Peter Welpton.
Wide it goes by Bronze. In it goes towards Mead. Pushed away. It's Adjumang! In the 6th minute of added on time. England are level. Well, she produced in the quarter-final from the bench. And she's done it again in the semi-final, even later.
Hi-ho, P1s, and welcome to the KickAround. Saturdays 2 to 4 here on what is known as the Sports Radio of 96.7 FM and 1310 AM on your broadcasting device. Or you can find us on our website, thekickaround.com, and all that implies. Hi, it is me, Peter, and to my left, but to your right, as you stare lovingly into aforementioned broadcast device, it is the original and the world's most interesting man, Andy Swift.
Peter, today's weird.
Why is today weird?
There's just a dearth of soccer.
Wait, hold on. Is dearth is low?
Yeah.
Dearth is bad? Like there's it's not an overfloweth.
Not that it's bad sometimes. A break is good.
Soccer stuff doesn't overfloweth.
Yeah. We'll still find stuff to talk about, I'm sure. I'm sure you've dug deep
for you,
into
Andy,
the headline vaults, but you know.
But will there be? I did feel like at one point this morning as I was trying to figure out what we would do for some segments that maybe this would have been a good weekend to have taken off.
Our conversation yesterday to pre-plan.
Yeah.
You in fact, that wasn't enough. You had to think about it some more this morning.
Well,
totally casting aside everything we discussed yesterday afternoon.
I was thinking,
thanks. Now I know how it goes. So maybe we don't have those conversations anymore on Friday afternoons.
No, it was the trying to fill in the segment of things that I was responsible for.
Okay.
Like coming up with headlines and things like that.
There's always headlines. That's what I said. Like, you'll wake up Saturday morning and you will have headlines. That's the easy one.
But what I'm saying is that I felt like today was more difficult.
Okay.
So here is the lineup for today's soccer radio programming. We're gonna discuss the Women's European Cup final, which happens tomorrow.
Yeah,
which is a repeat of the last Women's World Cup. I will ask Andy if he thinks that particular player meant to score that incredible goal.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if he thought that was on purpose or not. I know this is not Andy's favorite thing to talk about, but I think we have to. We'll do a little bit more transfer window talk. Okay, that's not the way you promote segments on the radio to encourage listenership, Andrew.
I'll listen.
Okay.
Listen to segment 3.
So then segment 4.
Okay, now we're talking.
Is Andy's wheelhouse. It's soccer business talk.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about TV viewership. When Don Garber says they've got 120,000 people on average watching an MLS game with Apple TV, what does that mean? Is that good or bad, Andy? We'll talk about that. We'll make some predictions about the World Cup coming up next year. And
like who's going to win the World Cup?
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll just go ahead and predict who's going to win World Cup 2026. You know what we should do?
This is planning on the air as we go.
Okay.
Every week we should have you and I should predict who we think that particular week, who we're feeling will win the World Cup in 2026, and see how that changes as time goes by. So like if you had to predict today who you thought was going to win the 2026 World Cup, who do you have?
Right this moment?
Yeah. By the end of the show, let's say by the end of the show, we'll do it.
No, I think it's more
Cup.
fun to do it right here.
Okay.
Man, Crapiola. Oh, I'm going to say England. Right this moment, I'm going to say England.
Okay.
Write that one down. Who would you say?
I'll say Spain.
Okay. That's a good one, too. All right. Now I love our new game.
But I'm going to change my mind.
Who's going to win the World Cup this week?
Yeah.
On the KickAround. But let's do the most important and serious of all the soccer segments. It's time for So, Andy, you know that there have been two significant questions dangling out over the Premier League leading into this upcoming season. They were all just sitting around waiting to be resolved and answered.
I know there's one.
There's two. There was the what's going to happen with the 115 charges of Man City.
That's the one.
And the other one is what's going to happen to the accusations of one Luis Paqueta
Didn't lose
situation.
sleep over that one. I know our boss may have.
So which one of those two do you think we now appear to have resolution of?
Looking at my notes, you having it first on the headlines list of things to talk about.
Don't read the notes.
Oh, okay.
Now you play radio for once,
no,
Andy.
I would assume it's Paqueta because as soon as we know City's verdict, it'll be like all the news we hear. For 48
that is in
hours.
fact true. And before we get into the Paqueta update, am I the only one that is beginning to just assume at this point that the fact that the 115 charges, we are now almost into August of 2025 and nobody's writing about it. Journalists aren't asking questions about it.
You're not allowed to, right? Until
no, you
proven...
can.
Oh,
well,
you
they
can?
could.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Right.
they can.
No,
they could. So they're just going to do the old proverbial sweep it under the rug.
Like, eventually, 3 years later, they're going to be like, and then people will have forgotten about it?
If you do a Google search or a chat GTP search, you essentially get back the same thing, which is, there's really not much going on at this point.
I think points. There'll be deducted points for past performance, nothing moving forward. What do you think?
Well, wouldn't they have to do that before the season
No,
starts?
for past performance. Docking points for past seasons, not
which
docking
would then
points
change their
moving
position
forward.
in the standings?
Yeah, they may strip a title or something.
All right. Well, that means that in the case of one Lucas Paqueta, we have, or Paqueta, whichever, we have, in fact, the accent's over the A, so it probably is Paqueta.
Yeah, Paqueta.
We have
Not
now
you.
appear an answer. So remember, Mr. Paqueta, okay, was charged in spot fixing. Now, this isn't like placing bets. This is manipulating his performance in a game, which would then allow bettors to rig the outcomes of bets.
It's like forcing a yellow card.
Yes. And so they had all of this evidence of him picking up cheap yellow cards in Premier League games, and it looked like he was pretty much done for. And in fact, don't forget at the time, he was up for like an $85 million transfer to City when all this came out, and that fell through. Yeah. Well, now it appears he's going to get off scot-free.
Yeah, have they said, is it just not finding enough evidence?
Nothing clear, just that apparently he's going to be cleared of the charges. But here's the other thing. There are some outlets now saying that now that he's free and clear, West Ham's open to selling him at about 50% of what City was willing to pay for him 2 years ago.
$30 million is a figure I heard. But maybe that's pounds and dollars and all that.
There's that one. Last week we told you that Liverpool...
You know where he might go, by the way?
Saudi.
Flamengo.
Oh, Flamengo. Yes, I did hear that.
Yeah.
Your favorite...
Yeah.
Would you like to have...
No.
No. At your favorite club
Lucas
in the whole
Paqueta. Say that again.
Paqueta. Save that. Mark that.
Yes.
I'm just going to call him Paqueta. I like that better. Last week we told you that Liverpool was doing a first. They were retiring Diego Jota's number of 20. And okay, good Lord, you've turned into that guy.
No, I haven't.
And in fact, they've retired it across the entire club. Like they won't even let kids in the U12s wear 20.
Wow, they're
okay,
serious
so
about
this
that.
is the other piece of news. They've now announced that they're going to erect a statue. Whoa. Okay. Now, I don't want to it may be too early to ask this question, but I realize the significance of one Diego Jota.
There you go.
To the club and the tragedy of his death. But there have been some pretty significant names in the history of Liverpool that they have not erected statues for. Am I wrong in thinking
that have died in their prime while playing for the club? Whose last goal he scored was for the club?
So
when Bob Stern was there, no less.
When Mohamed Salah passes away, whenever that is, whether it's next year or when he's 87, Will they erect a statue?
Probably not.
For Mohamed Salah.
Probably not. Different. It's apples and oranges, man.
So because he died tragically in a car accident.
Yeah, it's a tribute. He will always be missing, and so the statue provides some sort of presence of him at Anfield.
Okay. So
during these trying times,
if I just die of natural
Liverpool
causes in
Peter,
80 years from now, Andy won't really care. But if I was to die tragically in a car accident tonight, will you erect a statue in my honor?
Probably not. I mean,
Why?
Are you Jota to the kick-around? Are you beloved? Are you in your prime?
You're so funny. Let's see. So, yeah, that statue is coming. Now, okay, we'll move on to the next thing. Chicharito is in trouble. Have you heard about what Chicharito has done?
I have, yes.
So Chicharito decided to put some stuff out on the socials.
Yeah, he did.
And it caught up to him.
This is why just
do you understand the context?
Because just don't put stuff on the socials.
Yeah, don't put stuff
just
on.
Move on.
At least not in the form of opinions. So do we understand the context of why he chose to be like this online?
No, they haven't pointed it out, but something had happened.
Yeah, so he
was mad about something.
Something, and he wrote on his Instagram, quote, "Women, you are failing. You are eradicating masculinity, making society hypersensitive. Don't be afraid to be women. Allow yourselves to be led by a man. You want a man to provide for you. Cleaning is patriarchal oppression. Interesting." And
what?
I guess he asked the question why people think cleaning is patriarchal oppression.
So then the president of Mexico, who is a woman, had some things to say.
Yeah, so then now he's been fined by the federation and had to post an apology.
And he posted an apology.
Why would you
put all that out? Because maybe you were mad at something and you just
like his wife
I just
peed him off. Or
I am of that generation that the social media thing, I just don't understand it. I don't like you, for example, are Mr. Social Media.
So you think that even just because you
are on there all the time.
I engage in social media in a very like unpersonal way. Like I don't post pictures of myself or my family.
No, but your opinions, you do all the time.
But my opinions are all very middle of the road, non-political. They're more about football and movies and stuff.
I'm not talking this. My opinion has nothing to do necessarily with politics. It's just in general.
What I'm saying is what
like I don't
Chicharito
care what
posted here versus me posting a review of Superman of two very different things.
Yeah, but when you post 12 times a day, it's like, Peter, I get it. You have opinions.
Yeah, I don't think okay. I don't think it's that much.
Okay,
hey, the Indian FA, not Native American Indians, the Indians over in Asia. So the national team director,
why don't you post that on social media?
They're looking for a coach. And they were taking applications, and he announced that they had received applications from both Xavi and Pep Guardiola.
Wow.
And then later had to come out and say that they couldn't confirm the authenticity of those applications.
So somebody actually sent an application pretending to be them. Nice, yes. Man. That's a
good bit.
It is a good bit.
But that leads me to this question: How come
it opens up all kinds of possibilities?
How is India not good at soccer? They're like the second most populous nation in the world.
Because they're all about cricket, man.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are.
How could they not even be as good as the United States? Because we have a lot of
the
sports
US good
options.
At cricket?
No.
I think cricket is the downfall, maybe.
Is that what it is?
Maybe. I don't know.
I always wonder that about China and India, how neither one of those countries have not yet figured out how to assemble at least
23 good players,
a relatively good soccer team.
Not a priority. I think it wasn't a priority in India. You know, man, now we're going to get – maybe it was, the oppressors, the empire, the UK.
Yeah,
maybe it was a way to not – you didn't want to associate with them when they rebelled.
What do you think the world would do if we woke up one morning and found out online that Pep Guardiola had left City to become the national team manager of India?
Maybe what we were thinking was they're banking on a very, very quick turnaround, right? They want instant.
He just turns them
turnaround.
into like a baller nation.
Yeah.
That would be great. And the feel-good story of the week, the Marshall Islands are this close to playing their very first official 11v11 national team soccer matches.
Can you point it on a globe? Can you point to the Marshall Islands?
I know approximately
Do you not
where
know
they
your
are.
World War II history, at least?
No.
Okay, go on.
Uh,
Do you know they're in the Pacific?
yes, I know.
Okay.
I know
All right.
approximately where they are.
Okay.
I know it's over in the Pacific Islands.
there somewhere?
Yes, over
Okay.
there somewhere in that
All right.
big waters.
Okay.
All right. So the Marshall Islands have never had a national team.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
one of the last countries to put one together.
Okay.
And they have formed a federation, and they have been they did a big GoFundMe. They've got kits, and they're really cool.
Oh, yeah, you've
They're
seen
playing their very first games in what's called the 2025 Outrigger Challenge Cup,
Okay.
which will take place in mid-August
Okay.
in Arkansas.
Okay.
In Springdale, Arkansas.
I bet.
It's a 4-team round robin, hold on,
Okay.
of the Marshall Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos, and a U19 boys club from Ozark United, which is one of the
they hosting?
the Northern Arkansas boys club. Now, I did not know this because out of the mystery of all of this is why would they be playing this Outrigger Cup in northern Arkansas? And the answer to that question surprised me. Would you like to guess
Yeah.
the answer?
Let me guess.
Okay.
The guess is that if somebody from Arkansas or related to Arkansas was the one that funded or put in the money to start the program. Okay. All right. That wasn't it. Thanks for the
The
thanks for
answer
playing.
is that the Marshall Island Federation sees Northwest Arkansas home to the largest Marshallese population in the continental United States as its U.S. base for training and outreach.
So when they play in the Gold Cup down the line as an invited guest, they'll be the home team against the U.S. if it's played in Arkansas.
Yes. So how do people from Marshall Island end up in Northwest Arkansas?
It's got to be some family member, and that's how it grew. Maybe there was a military.
I mean, there's probably only like 50,000 people on Marshall Island to begin with, so it doesn't take a lot of people to constitute the largest
42,000
population in the continental. It's probably like 7 people.
Yeah, I'm looking really quick.
So if you hold the Outrigger Cup with these national teams and one U.S. boys U19 team, and the U19 team wins your tournament,
well, what U19 team is it?
Ozark United.
Are they a legit academy?
I think it's one of the local just boys club teams.
Who are the other two? Virgin Islands and who else?
Turks and Caicos and Virgin Islands and Marshall Islands.
U.S. Virgin Islands will win. Is it U.S. or British?
U.S. Virgin Islands.
They'll win.
They'll win that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Everybody write that one down.
Yep.
Andy's marked it.
Yep.
He's calling.
Who do you got? Turks and Caicos?
I'm taking the U19 team.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
I think Turks and Caicos and they'll play in the final against the Virgin Islands.
See, I wonder if the U19 team's a fill-in team because I swear there was another island nation that was originally part of this tournament that maybe couldn't get their funding to travel. There's a whole GoFundMe thing. They raised like $27,000, but now the tournament's going to cost $100,000. So they've started another GoFundMe. But it is kind of cool to watch a nation play its first official national team.
They had
games.
two
That's
swimmers
cool.
in the 2020 Olympics.
Okay.
So where's that?
All right. Well, that's a successful round of soccer headlines. When we come back, we have a European final tomorrow to discuss, and we'll do that next here on the KickAround.
Peterson's. Okay. I think we should do a segment on that one day.
All right, we'll do that. What constitutes good high number TV viewership of soccer games? I know that's probably not a good lead-in for a tease, but with Andy's business acumen, trust me, it will be world class.
MLS here to stay
or Doom.
or Doom. How's that? Is that a good lead-in?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But first, the women's European final. It is England and Spain. I think, what is it, tomorrow at 2? Is that when the game?
No, tomorrow at 11.
Is it early?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I appreciate that.
See, you are an early riser.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
You didn't? Yeah, 11 o'clock, and it's on Fox. So, here we go. My question to you: Did you watch either one or both of the semifinals?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pretty entertaining games.
Yeah, I've found this particular edition of the women's Euros to be entertaining. Their World Cup, the last World Cup was entertaining.
Yeah,
and this was good.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think it's been good. The penalty stuff has been great. I mean, other than the fact that European women, by and large, can't score penalties with any consistency.
Yeah, they struggled in this tournament. Now, 4 of the 6 knockoff games went to extra time. So it was I think it was a very even, in terms of talent level and standard between teams, a very even tournament. There weren't really any teams going back to the group stage that you felt didn't really belong, which is an evolution in the women's game, because in the women's game, it used to be a few countries were good and the rest were not good or catching up. And I think it's getting more even, not just in Europe, but around the world. Now, like in the Men's World Cup, ultimately, I mean, even more pronounced than the Men's World Cup, and this is more like the Men's World Cup used to be, circa 70s, 60s, 70s. Those teams that advanced to the knockout stages were all the teams that were supposed to advance to the knockout stages. There weren't any surprises beyond the group stage, and very few surprises within the group stage, which still which shows that they're still the good, and then the ones that are still catching up. And there's a definite, but there's more that you can group in the good category, right? And I think we had how many teams advanced? 8 good teams advanced to the quarterfinals.
So, out of the 2 semifinals, this is the question I've been wanting to ask you.
Okay, fire away. I'm here. This is your opportunity. This is the big chance.
In the Spain-Germany game,
okay, yeah,
that came down to a moment where the current Ballon d'Or holder, Bomanti,
yeah, she's good.
She, what's the way I want to say this? She makes a tremendous move and ends up hitting the winning goal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the goal squeaks into the tightest space between the German goalkeeper, who, by the way, was standing on her head prior to this, and the near post.
Yeah.
Was that goal intended to go in that space, or was she trying to cross the ball to an onrushing teammate at the far post and mishit it and got lucky?
I would like to think that as a 2-time Ballon d'Or winner, that she meant to do that, and especially if she saw that Berger, the keeper, was cheating slightly for a cross. And I think she even said that, the goalkeeper. She admitted to that.
Yes.
That she was caught a little bit.
I think if you watch the replay, you can see her take a peek as she's running. First off, I've also had this contention that if a male player did that exact same move of dummying the ball to themselves in the penalty area, because they can see the pace of the ball is not going to allow it to carry it out of bounds, and she realizes she's fast enough to both let it go between her legs and then do a U-turn and go collect it and then hit it. If a guy did that in a final, a European final World Cup, we would be losing our minds.
Right, yeah. But she's good. I mean,
she plays for Barcelona.
Yeah, I don't think there's any less respect with her and this particular play. Now, I mean, we maybe 10 years ago we would have been like, oh, it's easier on the field because the competition. But I think today that was a hell of a play. We all respect it as such. Yeah, right?
Yes, 100%. I think a lot of people immediately thought that she mishit it and it just got lucky. I'm telling you, she did exactly that on purpose.
Behind the goal, you see that's the angle you're probably talking about, where you see. Look up and just go YouTube the '82 World Cup, Socrates scoring against Italy.
Does he do something
when
similar?
When he beats Zoff to the near post, because Zoff cheating and hit it near post. And Zoff is one of the best goalkeepers in history.
It's a fantastic goal, and I felt bad for Berger because prior to that, she had made a couple of really amazing saves. And
she kept them in the game.
And she also had the amazing save in the prior game where remember the one where her own teammate had headed the ball and she was off her line. Mm-hmm. I mean, and that had been captured in still photos that I think are iconic, are going to be things that are going to be shown for decades, and only to end up going out of the tournament because she got caught slightly off her near post. And the woman could just absolutely blast it into that little crack.
It took, sometimes to beat a keeper standing on, I was going to say his head, their head, her head. It takes just a monumentally fantastic play, and that's what we got.
So the other amazing story is the young English woman Aubameyang, who we played the goal for. She has now scored the game winner, I think it's the game winner for England, or the game draw, the one that keeps them in the game.
Yeah, it was practically the game winner because she scored in the 6 minute of injury time to tie it and send it into overtime. That's what it was, to tie it.
Yeah. She had also scored in the quarterfinal to help England out late. Yep. And I think I'm saying this correctly. I think this is only her 5th appearance with the national team, and she has scored in 4 of those.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And so she's a real...
And she comes on as a sub. She's super... I mean, talking about a super sub, geez.
She is. And she's obviously got everybody talking, and whether or not she'll start this particular game, probably not. Lauren James, who is obviously a very high quality Chelsea player, she's also injured to some degree, so there's a lot of discussion whether or not she'll start the game. And so England's coach has a lot of decisions to make. But here's the thing. You and I talk about what one particular attribute about teams in these tournaments is typically more times than not the deciding factor.
Yeah, of course. And World Cups and Euros. Yeah, it's depth.
It's depth.
Yeah, roster.
And England at this point, I still think, has a deeper roster than Spain. And if I do. I mean, Spain is really good, and I kind of would like to see Spain win this because they're a fun team to watch.
Yeah, I think they're great to watch. They do a lot of tiki-taka, but they also do a lot of purposeful possession moving forward that is not as tiki-taka. It's more direct, and they're really good on the ball. So is England, by the way, though. So, I mean, England's a really good team, too.
England's been weird this tournament in the games that I've watched because there have been periods of time I'm like, this team is awful. Yeah. And I've heard some of my English friends like, I can't believe the English women have essentially turned into the English men, where they just don't do anything with the ball and they just start creating opportunities. And
did they win their PK shootout?
They did, yes.
Okay,
yeah,
not like the men.
Not like the men.
Do they turn around scores and win games late?
Yes.
When was the last time you saw the English national, the men do that?
But here's the thing. They are in the final. And they're in their 3rd final in the last 4 tournaments.
Yeah, they won the last Euro, right? But the World Cup, the last World Cup, which was 23, Spain beat them 1-0. So it's a rematch of the World Cup final. Who did they beat in the Euro final? Shoot, we should know this. Why don't you talk for a little
bit?
Well,
they beat Banana in the previous. So that is at 11 o'clock tomorrow on Fox. There should be a lot of fun stuff in that particular game to watch. I'm curious.
Germany in overtime.
Have you paid attention enough to watch the studio show at all?
I do not watch the studio show.
Oh, you don't? Okay. No. I think we won't.
I'm not into. I'm done with studio shows.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
Have you drawn a line in the Andy soccer watching sand?
Yeah. I'm slowly eliminating soccer things from my life. It's just getting to be where I just watch the games. I'm even not watching all games now. Yeah, I'm simplifying my life, Peter.
Why?
Because
what has taken up your time? Is this just essentially you've just decided to eat full time?
Philosophy, thinking.
Oh, you're deepening yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you like to start doing an Andy's philosophical segment once a show?
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
What philosophical topic would you like to do later in today's show?
I don't know.
We're a little short on content
today.
today.
Think about it. Yeah.
I bet you've got some really philosophical things to say about soccer TV ratings here coming up in a little bit, don't you?
Maybe, perhaps. No, like the whole the studio thing. I don't know.
Man, I can't wait to get your thoughts and feelings and dissertation on Chelsea's transfer window.
Yeah, are you all into studio shows?
Well, yeah, I love the.
You do?
I do. I like watching and trying to figure out how producers decide on talent and what.
Okay, so you're analyzing it in a different way. You're not listening to the content as much as you're like.
Well, I listen to the content and I think, is this person good at this?
Yeah.
And why do producers think this person is good at that?
Yeah.
Like, I understand why they put Carly Lloyd and Alexi Lawless out there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like them, but that's part of the reason why they put them out there.
Yeah, I accept them for those reasons. And there are some good ones that are good at analyzing, but
the German woman,
all the ones that she's not bad.
She's
actually but all the ones that aren't good just turn me off from those shows completely, because I have to like sift through like 8 of those to get to the one good one that we get every once in a while.
So do you like the Paramount?
Not that I would be any better, by the way. I'm not. It's hard to do what they do. I get it, but I don't have to watch it either.
Do you like or dislike the circus show that Paramount Plus puts out for Champions League with Kate Abdo?
No,
Jamie
it's
and
gotten
Micah.
to be too much. It's like no.
Yeah.
And it's like what's the NBA show that
Inside the
it's
NBA
very
on
popular.
TNT,
Yeah, very popular, and people great. I mean, that's what the audience wants, and I get it. I'm just not.
That's not
part of that. Yeah,
you're too serious for that.
Yeah, I'm just I have other interests, Peter.
You would like to see the NPR of soccer
NPR
studio
version?
stars. Hi, welcome to halftime of the
No,
Women's
it's not a
Euro.
golf event. That's golf.
Oh, sorry.
Where they have to whisper. Why do they have to whisper?
Welcome to halftime of Spain, England at the Women's Euro.
Sure, why not?
Is that what you'd rather have? All right, who's winning tomorrow, Spain or England?
That's a good question.
I want a prediction, sir.
I think it goes to PKs.
Whoa.
And I think Spain wins it in PKs. Why not?
Spain.
Let's just throw that out there.
That's an interesting one. Spain and PK. I'm going to take Spain in added time.
You just said England has more depth.
But I also said I wanted Spain to win it.
Okay, so you want them to win it, but who do you think will win it?
I'm saying I think Spain's going to win it.
In AET?
Yeah, and yes.
Additional extra time?
Additional extra time.
Okay.
They're going to hit a goal in additional extra time, and England will be unable to recover from that.
Yeah, okay.
And Spain
Although they
win.
have so far. They're resilient, right? Every time they fall behind late, they come right back. They're like the German national team of the 70s and 80s. Remember that on the men's side?
I do.
Okay.
For
All
sure. All right. So we both were picking Spain.
Yeah.
But one in
not?
PKs.
Yeah.
And one in additional extra
We
time.
both agree that the game will not be decided in regular time. So there we have something in common there. Spain, England, Spain, England. Okay.
All right. Very good. We've made our predictions. We have spoken.
Wow.
Spain will now be the holder of both the World Cup and the Women's
That's
Euros.
right, man.
That's
I
right.
didn't even think about that.
Good on. Things are coming up Spain.
Had you predicted England, you would have had England for both of your predictions.
That's true. I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Can't believe you predicted England to win the World Cup. The men's World Cup.
I'm nutty like that. All right. We will leave that behind and move back into Andy's favorite topic, the transfer window.
I hate you.
Next on the Kick Around. One of the questions Andy and I have been wondering about for some time, related to next summer's World Cup, we will speculate on here in about 30 minutes on Ye Olde Kick Around. What could that question be, Andy? We've already predicted who this week we think is going to win the World Cup next year. I said England, you said Spain.
Yeah. Until next week, and we may have a different
I don't know
opinion.
why I said England.
I don't know either. I wonder how they're going to handle 100-degree heat in the U.S. next year. But, hey, maybe you know something we don't.
My English friends are like, what the
Maybe their depth, their roster
idiot.
depth is insane.
I wanted Lars to join us for this segment, but he is, and I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating. Lars is in Baku, Azerbaijan, playing tournament golf.
Are we going to have an intervention? I mean, this is getting a little serious now.
I really do think we're going to have.
Is soccer so yesterday for him?
No, you remember, Lars is coming off a pretty significant ankle explosion.
Okay.
And that really put him down for the count for a while. And I think golf has allowed him to find a new return to fitness level because he's doing so much walking and getting around, and he loves the competitive part of. I mean, it turns out Lars has a competitive side to him. And
Gentle Lars, huh?
Lars, and and I guess he played a lot of golf as a kid.
Okay.
So he's picked the game back up, and it has completely consumed him.
I'm not a golfer. Is golfing like riding your bike? You pick after you haven't done it in a while. You just pick right up. I don't think so. I
tried when I lived in Florida. I tried to play golf.
Yeah.
And I was just so quickly frustrated by the whole experience. And as you know me personally, Andy, I don't do well with frustration. So I quickly put it down. So Lars will not be joining us because hopefully he's celebrating a tournament win or something in a foreign land.
We're going to have him on to talk about golf now. Like, that's how you can get him on.
We'll have him on with Rick. And,
right.
The guys in the golf show early.
T-Box.
We should totally have him on T-Box. All right. I do want to talk about the transfer window and a few things specific. And I came up with this question. I don't know if this is a good question or not, but this is, in my mind, there have been two significant purchases, one by Liverpool, Florian Wirtz, for what is essentially about $150 million. It's an incredible amount of money.
Let me write that down. Let me write that down.
And then Arsenal has just officially completed the long, drawn-out drama of signing Gyökeres. They finally have their striker.
Okay.
For, I think it turns out to be, with all the additional Jim Jam, $85 million.
85. Okay, let me write that down. Okay, got it.
Are you making fun of me?
No,
okay.
I'm writing this down because we're going to compare and contrast.
So my question is, which of these two purchases is the more risky purchase?
Okay, so you can't look at these in a vacuum. Let's look and see what Liverpool has done in terms of exporting talent, selling talent.
Okay.
And let's see what Arsenal has done.
Okay.
And so who's going to rake in a little bit more? I'll answer for you. Because of Diaz and perhaps Nunez, it'll be Liverpool.
Okay.
Liverpool.
So that's assuming that those deals go through.
Diaz was asked to sit today.
Again,
because of an imminent.
But he has not been sold. As of the show today, okay, you want me to work under a world where we're just assuming things are going to happen.
Not sold here.
Currently, Liverpool is sitting on negative $235 million transfer balance this season.
And where's Arsenal?
Arsenal is sitting at.
This is not good radio so far, but bear with us, P1. Sorry.
Arsenal is at negative 186.
Okay, so 235 subtract 80.
And that includes the Gyökeres purchase, by the way.
235 subtract 80. That gets you about 145?
Something like that.
155?
Mm-hmm.
So Liverpool would end up at a lower net loss.
Unless Arsenal sells somebody.
Yeah, and then or Nunez sells. My point is that, yes, the $150 million for a 23, he's 23 too. He's got much more upside.
Yes.
You can resell. Arsenal's case, he's 27, 28.
I think that you're getting dug in on the total picture of the transfer. Yeah. I'm saying you're investing $150 million in one human being who could blow his ACL out halfway through the season, and then Arsenal, on the other hand, is investing an incredible amount of money on a guy that they can't resell. Like he's 27, he is who he is, and he's a win now deal.
Because they are in a win-now situation.
Right, correct.
Arsenal needs that trophy.
Yes.
Right? They've been close. They need that. They haven't won it in a while. Liverpool's off just winning one. They have a little bit more rope. I think both are good deals for each club. Both did a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't blame Arsenal for doing what they did. And perhaps you are a little bit?
No, not at all. No, because I agree. Arsenal has to win. Because that's all anybody's going to talk about. If Arsenal does not win the league and nothing else happens, they have a significant injury crisis or something like that, after buying the players they got. They've got the midfielder they want. They got the striker they want. Hell, they got Chelsea's best winger.
Mm-hmm.
They got Chelsea to sell them their best winger for some stupid reason. So they're covered in a lot of different ways. They've added depth to the team they didn't have previously. So I'm interested. To me, I think the story of the season is if Arsenal can't win, then all the questions about Arteta are certainly going to fire off.
Yes, right.
And Liverpool, on the other hand, they just won the Premier League.
They did, and also they've been prepping for a big transfer window for a bit now also, right?
And on paper, aren't they better this season than they were last season?
On paper right now?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I do think, obviously you want to see how Kirkes and Frimpong work out.
Yeah.
One of them is not Trent, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to me.
Ekitike.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce his name?
Akete? Yes.
Akete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic purchase, too.
Yeah.
And they may somehow end up with Isak, too.
They're not. His price is really, they're saying 180.
Well, this is all Jim. Of course, they're saying that now. But if Liverpool comes back and says, we'll give you 120 for him, and nobody and Saudi hasn't picked up on him, and he's actually said he wants to go and look at other opportunities.
I don't think he goes to Liverpool at this point. But
all right, the next question, because we got to move on.
Okay, let's move on.
Has Todd Bowley's strategy of throwing all the money on the wall and sees what sticks in terms of a roster that work, is it finally working?
Why would it be finally
because they've been doing this now for a couple of seasons and it wasn't working.
And well, he only bought the team like 4 years ago, right? And early on, nothing.
But he was spending insane amount of money on a lot of young talent.
I think it's still too early in the process.
Really?
To figure out if what he did early on and threw money at everything is working. What have they won?
The Club World Cup?
Well,
they just beat PSG?
Yes, but the whole purpose of this is to win the league and show me something in the league play.
Okay. So,
you feel it's all working now for him.
I'm asking the question if you think it's
I think the verdict is still out. I think they're improving. I think things are getting better for them. I think they're one of the favorites to win now the Premier League.
So now they're out for Xavi Simons,
mm-hmm.
who I'm like, does he look at this team and go, I'm going to get in to either play instead of Cole Palmer or next to Cole Palmer?
Right.
I don't know.
No, you're not going to move Cole Palmer.
Is João Felix still on Chelsea?
I don't know. Wasn't he getting? I thought he was going to get loaned or something. Or was I dreaming that?
And then, that's the whole thing.
And they have that Brazilian Evander coming.
Not Evander.
What's his name?
Estevão.
Estevão.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And then I saw word that they are trying to get Donnarumma, the PSG goalkeeper.
Are they?
Yes. Or not PSG, Inter.
Chelsea?
Yes.
That would actually be a solid acquisition for him because of that.
Wait, is Donnarumma at Chelsea or PSG?
Donnarumma?
Yeah.
PSG.
PSG. Okay. Yeah. So they're talking about getting him.
Yeah, that would be a solid acquisition.
Wait, you're going to give up on Bob Sanchez?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just asking, is it,
Donnarumma doesn't make him better?
And
yes.
Eventually you throw enough crap on the wall, some of it's going to stick, and I'm just starting to wonder if maybe Todd Bowley is going to end up coming out smiling roses out of this deal after we've all made fun of him for the last few years.
I think it's still it's too early to figure that out.
All right, Arsenal. By the way, so Arsenal's made some we were just talking about this, really good moves in this window. The other one that is coming up is they have now acquired Kepa, the goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm. Interesting,
so,
right?
Yes, so remember that he got away with essentially bringing in Raya. Who was the goalkeeper for Arsenal at the time that he brought in Raya against, and Raya ended up taking over? Was it the English dude?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Rock? I can't remember his name. So that was all the talk. Was like, why would you upset your goalkeeper by bringing in a competitive goalkeeper? Well, Raya ended up becoming the starter, and now he's doing it again by bringing in Kepa as the backup. Now, Kepa obviously is a guy... Ramsdale, thank you. Kepa got bought by Chelsea years ago for like 75 million euros, and
disaster.
And was a disaster and ended up getting sold. Well, Arsenal just picked him up for $5 million.
Yeah. That's a good pickup, but has he gotten any better? I haven't followed him. And
he's been okay. Yeah. I think he's been more solid. Okay. Yeah, more dependable. But again, is this one of those situations where Raya now has to look over his shoulder? Because Kepa's not going to join a team just to be a backup. He could start for a lot of teams in the Premier League.
But Liverpool's in the same situation, right?
Well,
They're really pushing
Mamardashvili.
Mamardashvili. Yeah, but they're really pushing Alisson.
Yeah, but Alisson's situation at Liverpool has been there a lot longer than Raya has at Arsenal.
Was Kepa? He was Bournemouth.
Yes, I believe so. Is that where he came from? I think that's right.
Yeah, he was Bournemouth. And he did okay there.
He was he was on loan at Bournemouth from Chelsea,
but he played.
Essentially got bought from Chelsea.
Yeah, he was playing.
Oh yeah, he was starting at Bournemouth. Yeah.
So he did okay because we didn't hear
he
disasters.
was fine.
Yeah, okay.
He certainly wasn't. He certainly didn't have the meltdowns he was having at Chelsea at the time.
Yeah.
Correct.
So your question is, did Arsenal do better than Liverpool in this window? Because we touted what a good window Liverpool had. And is that your question?
At this point, if you're rating transfer windows, whose is better, Liverpool's or Arsenal's?
Ask me in May of 2026, and I'll tell you who had that. I am very happy with Liverpool's window, but we have different goals than Arsenal has.
You're
no,
not
the goal is still to win the league, but there's a certain amount of investing and planning and what comes in, what goes out, and strategizing when it comes to Liverpool's always been like that.
Always, or you mean just since recently?
Since Fenway Sports Group took over.
That's what I mean. You said always.
No.
Always goes way back.
Yeah. No, you're right. No.
Okay.
No, not always. Always in the lifetime of the KickAround, Peter.
I just want to point out to
was there life before the KickAround?
No, there wasn't. By the way, the summer series kicks off here in the United States today. Everton and Bournemouth are playing against each other.
The what?
The summer series.
What is that?
It's 4 Premier League teams plying their preseason wares,
plying their trade
on the United States.
Okay.
So Everton and Bournemouth are playing a game somewhere, and Manchester United and West Ham are out at MetLife Stadium
you and Kat
tonight.
Flying out? Oh, it's tonight. Okay.
Jets. Kat's putting me on the ticket Pige, and we're jetting over to
how
Tetersboro.
fun would that have been?
That would have been
you and
great.
him watching in person, your two teams. Kat's probably like, don't make me watch a game with Peter, please.
Probably not. Yeah, please, no. I am very curious to see what Amorim is doing with this Manchester United, because I'm just going to say this quickly. For the last year, I've been told by people that there's this mythical story about Amorim's interjection into Sporting and how he disappeared with the team over one off season and worked some sort of weirdo magic with them and returned with this team that turned around and won the league.
The super team.
And they turned into a super team, and they were all just a bunch of ne'er-do-wells and not a great side and whatever, and he just worked magic. And Peter, be patient. Wait to see what Amorim does with this group of players.
Well, this is the offseason.
In the offseason.
This is it.
And I keep creating this scenario in my head that United's going to be good this year, and then I start thinking about making predictions, and I go, oh yeah, they're getting relegated.
Yeah. I have been thinking about the predictions we're going to make here in mid-August.
They're going to be terrible.
No, they're not going to be terrible, but they're, if they're mid-table, it wouldn't shock me, but it'll be predicting the top 4 is going to be hard this year.
It's going to be really hard. We're going to have a legitimate title race, and trying to make predictions for the top half of the table are going to be. And I think making predictions across the table are going to be difficult.
It'll be interesting.
Yes.
I wonder if Lars will join us, or will he be golfing?
Well, hopefully we can find time in Lars's busy professional amateur golf schedule to join us. All right, there's transfer window talk. Andy, you are done. That's all you have to do this week.
All right.
When we come back, we'll get into Andy's wheelhouse. We'll talk TV soccer ratings. Whew, that's a hot topic next on the KickAround. Last Saturday night, Andy and I got to experience Throwback Burn Night. And we will relay stories about that here in about 25 minutes on Ye Old KickAround. But first, as we get into this, earlier this week, Don Garber was being interviewed, as he does, State of the Nation stuff about Major League Soccer in the lead up to the MLS All-Star Game. Before we get into the rating stuff, should we talk very quickly about the controversy around Lionel Messi?
We should. Actually,
Okay.
we should lead the segment with that.
So let me just for anybody that doesn't know, the MLS All-Star Game was Wednesday night. Goalie wars prior to that, pretty great stuff. You love goalie wars, right?
It's okay.
What do you mean it's okay?
Yeah, okay, fine, yes. It's fun.
You gave in too easily.
Just get to the conversation.
So, in the hours leading up to the game that morning, the league announces that Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba will not be playing in the game, although they were both voted in as All-Stars by the fans. You know, Jordi Alba and Lionel Messi have been playing a lot of soccer of late. They had the Club World Cup, all of this going on. Now, the league has a rule, and the rule says that if you are elected to play in the tournament, you have to show up for the event and play in the tournament. And if you're not, you are suspended for the next league game. Now, that happens to be, in Miami's case, a critical game today against Cincinnati, who are both those teams are vying for a very high ranking in the Eastern Conference in MLS, blah, 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 blah. So Lionel Messi and Jordi Alba don't only not play, neither one of them show up. And again, it's down in Austin. You know how it is when Lionel Messi's coming to town, people buy tickets because they want to see Messi.
Yeah, not only that, there's corporate sponsors paying a lot of money to be attached to the game.
Apple TV, all of that stuff.
Apple TV, who's paying Messi a lot of money.
A lot of money. And Messi probably is just like, guys, I'm so tired, and I'm a little bit older, and so, man.
And he's been delivering on the field, too.
Yes,
we
and
have
the
to point that out.
fireworks over this went haywire because he doesn't play in the game. He doesn't show up. He's not even there on scene. And MLS fans, I will say this. There's a big segment of MLS fans who are starting to get very tired of Lionel Messi and what appears to be the league's not very well disguised hunger to make sure that at some point they see Lionel Messi lift MLS Cup. Because leading up to the game tonight, there was a lot of question as to whether or not the league was going to hold to the rule and suspend the two of them for tonight's game, or if they were going to go, we get it, don't worry about it, we'll let it go this time. But lo and behold, yesterday they announced that both Alba and Messi were both suspended. The owner of Inter Miami, Jorge Mas, was like, Messi's really pissed about this. And, man, that really is putting into question his commitment to the league. Because how dare you treat Lionel Messi this way?
Yeah. Messi, who wouldn't mind another game to rest, but
exactly.
So, look, both sides have good points. This is not as easy as this side is right and that side is wrong. It's gray, not gray. It's black and white in many respects. The MLS, and I know we have to get to the streaming numbers. They have to worry about the corporate sponsors that invested in the game. And they have to worry about setting a precedent because, they let Messi off the hook, then others are going to. Okay, so that's on that side. On the other side, you can also argue, why are they scheduling games? Like some teams played last night, 48 hours after the All-Star game.
Right.
At the same time, then you can go back to the other side and say LAFC played in the Club World Cup. Those guys also played a lot of games representing LAFC in Seattle. And the Liga MX guys that played in the All-Star game from Liga MX had to go back and play this weekend as well. So there's players on other teams also having to go through this. Could Messi have gone and just made an appearance and signed autographs, and would that have been enough? Yes.
He could have lied and said, I'm injured, and just not,
Also. But they expected.
Here's the thing. I think I'm pretty well known as a rule follower. I like the rules.
You're not a rebel?
But here's the thing.
Peter the rebel.
When everybody agreed to let Messi come to the party and invite him to the party, and he agreed to join the party, I always assumed it would come with special favors and special treatment. It doesn't surprise me if the league goes, I realize we have a rule for everybody and then a rule for Messi.
Yeah,
but that's part of the cost of having Messi in our league. So it didn't bother me. If they did not suspend him, here's my thinking. I care way more about a healthy, good-to-go Messi and Jordi Alba for an MLS Cup run for the league's sake than him making an appearance at that stupid All-Star
game. So you are
game.
saying that he's special, he's the exception. And
he's the best player in the history of all time. Yes, it's okay if Messi gets away with something that Hani Mukhtar can't get away with.
Yeah, so like Cincinnati, if he's allowed to play, do they then raise a stink?
Sure, I'm sure they can raise a stink.
Now, if Cincinnati happened to be hosting that game, do they raise a stink?
Oh,
then suddenly they don't raise a stink. See,
right.
Like it goes both ways. And
yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about what is convenient for you. The league, though, I didn't think that they would actually suspend him. The reason I didn't think they would, like the league is weighing two things. On one side, the setting a precedent and making the corporate sponsors happy, principally the important one like Apple, right, who was sponsoring this game. On the other hand, they're trying to re-sign Messi.
For another year because they want him to play in the new Miami Stadium.
To get an extension from him or having him sign an extension. And I don't know if this scored him any points.
Probably. I don't know. I tend to think that Messi's having the time of his life. He's living in Miami. They just signed DePaul to come play with him on a sweetheart deal that no other team in MLS could ever pull off.
He's fine not playing. And the owner has to go and say those things because he's making a point.
He is going to take a nap today.
Yeah.
And then he'll walk into the stadium 5 minutes before kickoff. He'll drink that weird matcha drink that he drank last time. Whatever. And everything will be fine.
Matcha tea. Mate. Yeah.
Right, so the ratings. Let's talk about this real quick because we're running short of time.
Yeah.
So Garber announces that because everybody's been curious, what's going on with the Apple TV deal? How many people are actually watching the game? We get nothing. And Apple never releases this information. That's just how they operate. Well, the other day, Garber announces that they are getting, on average, 120,000 viewers per game. Now, a lot of people squawked immediately and went, well, wait a second. ESPN and Fox used to get 343 on average when they had the rights. And wait, this is a global deal and blah, 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 blah. Well, first off, you can't compare TV ratings and streaming viewership metrics. Those are two very different things. And the best analogy I can make for you is it's kind of like the difference between soccer and indoor soccer. Fundamentally the same concept, put the ball in the goal, but how you get there are two incredibly different things.
Yeah, plus streaming metrics you can present in so many ways and manipulate numbers in so many ways.
But you can do that with TV ratings
also,
too.
Correct.
Yes.
Ratings in general.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
I think the problem is when we all moved to a digital metric system, everybody assumed it was going to be superior to TV ratings, which is a statistical calculation and estimation. Everybody thought, well, this is ones and zeros. We're just going to be able to count people. No, it could be. In fact, it could be manipulated even easier than TV ratings.
Yeah, and more difficult to understand, to get meaningful data as well.
So I don't know if 120,000 viewers, in the way that Garber is describing it and how that number is calculated, is good or bad. I honestly can't tell you.
But let's just pretend it's apples and apples. Get it?
I just want to tell people, I love it when Andy makes himself laugh. It makes me so happy when Andy makes a joke and he laughs at his own joke.
That just came to me too. Let's pretend that 120 and the 300,000 are the same thing.
Yes.
300,000 was the number they were getting for a nationally televised game. Maybe one or two a week, right?
Right.
120 is per match, and they're showing
all of the games,
like 14, 15, whatever it is.
A week.
So what you have to do is, if you want to see where they are now compared to where they were 5 years ago or whatever, is take that 300,000 twice a week. Maybe that's, 600,000 total. And it wasn't even that much, by the way. It was like probably 300,000 for both games, plus the other 13 games got what, 5,000, 10,000
Right.
each, and because they were all on regional television.
Right. Dallas, FC Dallas games, when they were being shown on Channel 21 or whatever it was, because I used to get the ratings and look at them every week, were maybe 5,000 people a game.
Okay, so let's be ambitious and say the other games were getting up to 20,000 average, which is being very liberal here. So and that's another 12 games, 240. So maybe you were getting 600,000 viewers a week. If you multiply 120 times 15, you get over a million, right?
Yeah, I don't want to give everybody number tired head. What I would just
what we're saying is that they're not. It's not necessarily a bad number.
No, but it's not necessarily an outstanding number either.
Right.
At the end of the day, this is all going to come down to, does Apple think they're getting anything out of this deal? This was always an experiment for Apple.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Ultimately, it's just going to come down to what does Apple think 120 is, good or bad?
Yeah.
And is it what they want?
And the conversation that drives me nuts are the people that keep insisting that MLS being in the Apple sandbox has created some sort of new vacuum of the league from the larger national conscious of the game. And I'm like, you guys are nuts, because there's this revisionist history that when MLS was on ESPN, anybody gave any different level of S about the league, because ESPN never showed MLS on SportsCenter. Never. When they were the licensed holder of the league.
Sometimes they would make, a play of the day or something. By the way, this has to be mentioned too. Within that average are the Messi games.
Sure.
So if you take Messi away,
I'm sure the average drops a lot.
Right, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Well, it's a complicated thing, and as we get into the World Cup next year, because this is going to become a huge topic of conversation, is viewership numbers, not just nationally but globally. But so much of what FIFA is going to do is be pumping this thing online in terms of streaming. It's good to know the differences between those two deals and what they really mean between TV broadcast ratings and viewership metrics, because they're different animals altogether. There you go. All right. You like that segment more?
Sure.
Than the previous segment?
Yes.
Okay. Now, speaking of which, let's talk about a prediction, a speculation we're going to make about the upcoming World Cup that you're probably going to care about, and we'll do it next year on the KickAround. So we were talking about the Marshall Islands earlier, which are playing their very first official 11v11 side games here coming up in a tournament. I've been watching a soccer documentary called The Soccer Men, and it tells the story of these two English guys who decide that they want to go find the worst national team in the world and see if they can go play for them. Like, I guess, get naturalized or whatever. And long story short, they end up going to this little Pacific island nation called Pohnpei, who don't even have a national team, and help them form a team. And I'm in the middle of watching this documentary. I'll report back on how good or bad it is. It's, so far, kind of interesting.
Is that your dream?
What?
One day?
Travel the world?
Playing soccer, looking for pickup games around the world?
When everybody in my life is gone and I'm just a lonely old soul, I'll travel the world, see if I can find a landlocked or island nation who needs me to show them the way, the footballing way.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
You're
well,
not. Anyway.
That's the dumbest thing ever. All right. Welcome back to the KickAround. We will do a recap of Burn Night from last Saturday night here in a little bit. But first, this is our now weekly World Cup discussion, because the World Cup is going to be here literally here in less than a year. And one of the big questions that remains, at least as far as Andy and I are concerned, is what time, because this is all a byproduct of the Club World Cup getting played during incredibly hot daylight hours here in the United States. And so a lot of the questions is, hey, when are they actually going to play these games? And complicating this is the fact that because the tournament is so much bigger, instead of 36 teams, it's 48 teams. How are they going to do this? Because it used to be there was either 2 or 3 games in a day. Now there's going to be 4 games during the group stage every day.
Yeah, so you need 4 time slots, because every game is an independent TV window until they get to the third game of the group stage.
And FIFA has 2 things to worry about. One is, we need to schedule games in North America that will work with the weather, Because we've got a series of stadiums that are indoors that we can play whenever, and we got a whole bunch of stadiums that are outdoors, many of which are in areas that may be susceptible to 100-degree days or very uncomfortable days. Yeah. But we then also have to balance it with part two, which is we're trying to broadcast this to the rest of the globe, and the United States is in this time zone, and Europe is 6-7 hours later in the day. Further east and into Asia, now you're getting into 12 hours plus difference. Mm-hmm. You begin to understand the reality.
So we should look at, then, the last two World Cups played in this hemisphere, obviously the U.S. in 94 and then Brazil in 2014.
Okay.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
Yep. So in the U.S., we found the times. I was able to find that. Yeah.
You found. Andy shows up today because, remember, Andy actually worked during the 94 World Cup. Were you with ESPN?
I was. ABC, ESPN. Yeah,
all right.
I was a
so
researcher.
Andy shows up today with all this original paperwork, including the most kick-ass card, this like 5x7 card that has a grid of all the scheduled days on it. And it's this super thick, cool kind of cardboardy old school paper. Everything is so analog. All these printouts Andy has, I mean, I'm surprised they're not dot matrix.
Close.
It's very cool. I'm telling you, this is cool stuff, Andy. Can I take a picture and tweet it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Our very fancy automatic lighting system just turned off in the studio. Now I can't see aforementioned cool paperwork because the lights turned off. So there were 3 games a day, and we're looking at the official scheduling, and it looks like last time the tournament was here in the country, the games were played at Central Time. Yeah,
Central Time, 10:30. Actually, they didn't have defined windows, but 10:30, 11:30, 2:30 or 3 or 4, and then 1 at night, 6:30, 7:30.
Okay, what about Brazil? Because you and I were having this conversation. Yeah, Brazil was the first tournament where we did the KickAround.
Yeah.
And in my recollection, we did the wrap-up show at 7 p.m. Central Time.
So games were as early as 11 Central and as late as 8 Central. 8 o'clock Central.
So we would do the show while there were games being played.
Yeah, because the U.S. played Ghana at 5. No, but see, I think from 7 to 8 was the window when games weren't getting played, and sometimes there was a game going to be played after.
So the question is, if there's going to be 4 games, where is FIFA going to schedule these games here in the United States
So
next
my
year?
guess, because some games in Brazil kicked off at 8 o'clock Central time.
PM.
Yes.
Okay.
And as early as 11 o'clock a.m. Central. So that's, I think, what they're going to do. 11 Central.
So the early game will be 11.
Yeah.
Then
1.
2.
11. Correct. 2.
So it's 3 hours between
Correct.
games.
11, 2, 5, 8.
And 8.
Central.
Okay.
That would work.
So that also then means that, so for example, let's look at the.
So we'll have 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock games that, depending where they're played, might get hot.
So here, all right. So Sunday the 14th, that's the first day Dallas has a game. The 4 games that day are in Monterey, Houston, Dallas, and Philly.
Okay, so Monterey has been designated as one of the hot stadiums.
Okay.
Because it's outdoors in a hot environment.
Houston and Dallas are both indoors, so it doesn't make any difference.
Right. Yeah.
And then Philly is your what time zone is Monterey?
Monterey is Central.
Interesting. So Philly would probably be the night game.
No, Philly would be the day game. What are the 4 locations again? Sorry.
Monterey, Houston, Dallas, and Philly.
Okay.
So Philly's the one that's Monterey and Philly are the most susceptible to the hot weather. So Monterey would be morning, Philly would be the night game, and Dallas and Houston would be the 2 middle of the day games.
If they designated games according to that, but they also, I guess, have to worry about the time zone start times, because you don't want to play a game that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast, for example, because it's...
Well, none of those were all Central Time.
I know,
right.
But eventually...
All right, so let's move to another day. Let's look at Thursday the 18th. There's Vancouver, Los Angeles, Guadalajara, and Atlanta.
Atlanta's indoors, doesn't matter. Vancouver won't be hot. Guadalajara, they say, is not one of the because it has altitude. And who's the other one? Los Angeles?
L.A., SoFi.
Yeah, SoFi might get hot, but
it's
maybe
indoor.
not. It's indoor without AC, though. It's open.
Okay.
Yeah, but LA should in the evenings cool off. So I think for the most part they'll be able to navigate those through, and they'll focus on East Coast, West Coast. Like they'll try to have the West Coast games start a little bit later.
Okay.
Until you get it's Kansas City, Monterey, and probably Miami. I think are the weather related.
But see, I think Philly, Boston, New York could all be susceptible. Is Chicago having? No, Chicago's not.
No, Chicago's not a venue.
What time zone is Guadalajara in?
They're also central.
So for that particular example, Vancouver could be the late game, L.A. and Atlanta would be the middle of the day games, and Guadalajara could be the early game since it's outside?
Yeah, but actually in the summer, I think Guadalajara is Pacific. Not Pacific, Mountain.
Oh, well, that's only an hour different.
Yeah,
okay.
Mountain, yeah. And Monterey, maybe 2. I forgot about daylight savings.
So our prediction is when they announce game schedules, we think the games will be played at 11 a.m. This is all Central Time.
Yeah,
11 a.m.
These are our guesses, by the way.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what I just said.
All right.
We are speculating. We're officially around speculating.
Right.
That the kickoff times for the World Cup next year will be 11 a.m. These are all Central. 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m.
Yeah, based on history, based on what they have done when the tournaments have been played, the last couple, when the World Cup has been played in the Western Hemisphere.
But the fact that there has to be 4 games a day is the difference.
Right, yeah.
Instead of 3 or 2.
Yes. And in the U.S., the start times were those were the start times. There were a few tweaks here and there. Brazil was a little bit more uniform in the windows.
And they were for Qatar, too. Like, they set the same. Yeah. Russia and Qatar, the times were all set, and they were the same through the entire tournament.
Yes. And it's easy when your time zone is very defined, like Qatar was. Russia was a little bit more complicated in that regard. Dallas's start times in the 2014 World Cup, 7:30. You
mean the 94 World Cup?
Yeah, sorry, what did I say?
Something other than 94.
Okay, yes, the 94 World Cup. 7:30, 4 o'clock. That was the Germany-Korea game that was really hot. So hot. When Korea came back and almost tied it after they were down 3-0. And then Argentina, Bulgaria was 7:30 again. 1 o'clock was the Sweden against Saudi Arabia, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the game of the tournament, which we'll talk about here soon.
At the Cotton Bowl, 3:30.
Yeah. Brazil, Holland.
3:30 at the Cotton Bowl in July.
Yeah.
That's
a hot one.
Holy cow. All right, there's our official speculation on World Cup 2026. When we come back, Andy and I will relive Burn Night up at Toyota Stadium last week, next on the KickAround. Good. Trammell hit the post. Sweet.
Look at that. This is the Tramps, Trammell.
When we asked Trammell and EA to play this as the return music, Andy goes, "Play Burn Baby Burn." And I was like, dude, if you don't tell them it's Disco Inferno, they'll never figure that out.
There's a remake band also in the 90s.
This song is older than Trammell and EA combined.
Yeah. They called it Burn Baby Burn, but it was a remake.
Right. Welcome back to the KickAround. That is the greatest goal celebration song of all time. It's what used to play in the Cotton Bowl each and every time Jason Kreis or Ariel Graziani or Ted Eck
did he ever score?
Hit a banger. Hell yeah, Ted Eck scored some bangers.
Okay. All right.
He's the greatest of all time.
Okay.
Anyway.
Wait for the Ted Eck return, the celebration. It'll be Ted Eck night.
That was the biggest disappointment of last Saturday night. It was the fact that Ted Eck didn't show up. You know Ted Eck's in Utah.
Yeah.
I did not know.
So is Jason Kreis.
See, I thought the excuse was that Ted's in Hawaii because that's where Ted was living.
Yeah, he was.
But now I find out he's just down the street in Utah and he's not here.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, last Saturday night at Toyota Stadium, it was officially celebration of the good old days of the Dallas Burn, as not only did FC Dallas turn up with their brand new third jerseys, these outstanding Burn throwback kits, that really are really nice, and they were selling like hotcakes. They're already sold out, it sounds like. But then they also invited Andy, formerly of the front office and the team's second general manager. But on the player front, Jason Kreis, Mark Dodd, Jeff Cassar, Zarco was in there. Who am I forgetting, Andy? What's the other player that was in there that I'm forgetting? You need to turn your mic.
How many did you name?
I said Jason, Mark, Jeff Cassar, Zarco, and there was one. Wasn't there a fifth?
Oh yeah, Bobby
Richard
Rhines.
Fair.
Richard
Fair,
He
and
came
Bobby
the next
Ryan's
day.
widow.
Yeah.
Yes, Bevan was there
Bevan,
too.
yep.
And it was great to see all
and
of
Kenny
them.
Cooper was there as well.
And Kenny was
a
around.
player,
Brandon Pollard showed up.
Yep,
The great Brandon Pollard.
Yep.
So it was a lot of fun. I really had a tremendous time last night, and I'm so bummed out because all of the good vibes from Saturday night feel very wasted after them losing yet another home game last night against NYCFC 4-3.
But we digress because we were talking about the good vibes you were feeling last Saturday.
I was, but now I watched that game last night. It's funny.
Come on, get over it.
It's funny how fickle we are as fans and how things can happen in these weird vacuums. Like after last Saturday night, man, the team's going to get it back together, and they've had a rough start, but this was going to be a new thing, and they've got a new star in the making in Sam Sarver and all this stuff. And then they play last night against NYCFC and blow it and end up 4-3, and now suddenly life is miserable again, and this team's never going to win anything ever. So what are we doing? I'm so – oh, you're playing the song. Turn it up on your computer too, bud.
Trying.
There you go. What is this?
It's the fight song. That's one of the supporters groups. Salvadorian supporters groups.
Vamos Dallas?
Vamos Dallas Burn. Don't you miss the old 90s?
Very funny. Who performed that?
It was one of the guys that was part of the fan club had a recording studio.
Because we did not perform that in the Inferno back in the day.
No, you did not. No.
So anyway, it was a lot of fun, but again, I'm bummed out because the thing that happened, and you were busy up in the suite with your prawn sandwiches and your fancy drinks and chit-chat.
I was catching up with the guys. It was very nice of the club to
Do you
have
even know what the
me.
score of the game was?
Yes, it was 3-3. We scored 3 goals. Peter Musa, my Croatian compatriot, had a hell of a game.
And what was the score of the other team?
1. 0. I thought they scored when I was getting some shrimp cocktail.
It was 3-0.
Okay,
Andy,
right.
can you name the opponent Dallas played?
Yes, I can. Do you want me to?
Yes.
St. Louis. St. Louis.
Correct.
Right, yes.
Well done, Andy.
Yes. It was burn night. I was a little distracted.
So busy.
I was a little distracted.
Farting around and distracted.
I did have to go talk to the guys in the booth, and hey, reminder: play our Disco Inferno song after the goals, which they did.
Okay. Well, that was good. So. Because the other thing that happened was there was a really great moment. I've been going to Burn games forever, it feels like, but I haven't been to a lot this season. I think this was the 3rd game I've been to this season, and it's been a bad season. I mean, the team now has essentially only won twice at home.
Below expectations.
They have the worst home record in the league. But on this night, albeit playing against the league's worst team in St. Louis, there was a really special moment because Dallas had just brought up a kid named Sam Sarver from the B team who less than 24 hours earlier had scored not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 goals for North Texas, their B team, in a game against Kansas City. And he had done it in less than 50 minutes. He had hit a hat trick in the first half and then scored his 4th goal just after the start of the second half, got subbed out, got on a plane, flew all the way home, got stuck in the 18 for this team, for this game against St. Louis, and subbed in and came out on the field like a man with his hair on fire. Did you see any of this?
Yeah.
He was so good.
Yeah.
And he gets a ball out on the right, and he beats a defender, gets into the box, and the defender can only do one thing before he almost scores, is bring him down for the penalty. And he gets the PK shot, and Sam Sarver gets up and celebrates like he just won the $1 billion world lottery.
Because he earned the PK.
And it was such a tremendous moment to see that guy wearing a Burn shirt and actually acting like he really gives an F.
Yeah.
And I loved it. He was instantly my favorite new Burn player.
Okay.
Loved it.
All right.
Now, here's what I got mad about.
Okay.
Because the team's up 2-0. They're going to win the game. This is like the 87th minute. Let Sam Sarver take the PK and score 5 goals in 2 games. But no, Petar Musa has to take it.
Yes, you have your 9.
Come on. If you're Petar Musa, why don't you at least offer the ball to Sam?
Maybe he did, and Sam said,
He
"No,
didn't. He
you,
didn't. We were all
good
watching.
sir, best player on the team."
In fact, I was yelling
captain.
loudly from the stands.
They
Let
don't
Sam
care what
take
you
it."
think, Peter. Nobody cares on that pitch what you think.
They should.
No, they should not care what you think. It would have been cool, but I was happy to see Peter score another one because that's the highlight this year is one Petar Musa. So let's just have him bang some goals and get up on the scorers list.
He scored again last night.
You know, there's an old tradition.
Really good goal last night, by the way.
Yes.
That goal he scored last night was very good.
That's-
and if Petar Musa was on a really good team, the number of goals he would score in Major League Soccer is very frightening.
Yeah, he's a legit player for sure. That we've known that. Last year he showed us that.
Yes.
Second goal he scored in the Burn game too was he started the whole thing in midfield, sprinted 40 yards, turned it on his chest. It was he's been not a revelation.
I would say if you have avoided or for whatever reason not gone to a Burn game this season, Petar Musa is singularly a really good reason to buy a ticket and go. Or watch it on Apple TV or whatever. He's really, really good.
So now
a lot of the rest of the team, not so good. But Petar Musa's very good.
So now team is undefeated in the Burn retro jersey. Undefeated when it's Burn retro night. And also undefeated when we have some former players in the house. And so I don't know.
And technically, the Dallas Burn are undefeated at Toyota Stadium now.
What?
Because they played as the Burn at Toyota
Oh,
Stadium.
the Burn.
And they've never played as the Burn before.
Okay.
Don't you like it when
Stretch.
Do you not like it when I make myself laugh in the same way that I like it when you make yourself laugh?
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess my question for you, Andy, is as an original, as somebody that was part of the front office when you guys were grinding to sell tickets to get people to show up at the Cotton Bowl for this new thing that nobody, like the enthusiasm levels for Major League Soccer back in 1996 and the Dallas Burn back then. The fact that you are celebrating 30 years after the fact with all these guys that you used to know as players.
It's pretty special.
It's got to be cool for you.
Yeah, no, very cool. Very special. Special to see some former fans still come up at post game that I saw, like that I recognize from being fans and supporters and season ticket holders year one, and they're still there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a guy wearing a Dallas Burn made by Atletica.
Yeah.
Joselita Vaca shirt.
The black jersey? The
white
white
one.
one?
He was wearing the white away Joselita Vaca shirt, which was really nice, by the way.
Those black Atleticas, the third kits that we had one year, those are still my favorite.
Yes.
But this year's retro jersey really reminds me of that with the cool thin hoops from 97, I think.
Yep,
is
97.
Yeah,
yes.
so they combine those two things.
I wore my original
you did.
red 97 shirt.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. In fact, a guy who was wearing the white away, I guess it was the away 97 shirt, saw me and walked up and we took a photo with each other
nice.
side by side.
Okay.
It was really great. Yeah.
I was looking for you down when I'm walking on the field pregame or when I was up in the suite during the game looking
Drinking
down.
your champagne.
I'm looking for you. No,
Where is Peter? I'm so far above everything. I cannot see him from this distance.
Right, yes.
Get me some more prawns, please.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I throw some caviar out there, we'll see Peter scramble to gather it to consume it.
Yes.
No, we didn't see each other.
Yeah.
We didn't hang out.
No.
We didn't get to celebrate together.
No.
I invited you to Whataburger after the fact, and you said you didn't want to go.
No, I said I asked you, where are you? And you're like, I'm at Whataburger. I'm like, okay, it's, game's over only 15 minutes. And then the traffic was like, no.
Oh, no, not the traffic. Yeah, the traffic. Well, I'm really glad.
Plus, I was so full, Peter.
Yes.
I was already stuffed.
Caviar, prawn sandwiches, and champagne.
No, look, I'm very appreciative and thankful that I was invited to join up with the guys. That was special. Yep. So thank you, FC Dallas.
Look, the Burn are a huge part of my sports life. It's so important to me in just a weird way. I can't explain it. I love all that time I used to spend back at the Cotton Bowl, back when we were trying to help support this new thing that's, turned into something else, and it's a completely different, in many ways, a very different thing 30 years on. I don't remember this at all. I don't remember this. I remember Islamico.
Because you weren't hanging out.
The greatest mascot of all time. Well, all right. Very good. Are you done now?
Yeah. Back to modern day.
Thanks for reliving those good times, Andy.
Likewise. I think it's going to be a regular thing anyway with the club.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope they wear the shirts a lot more. That would be great. Hopefully they win some games at home. That would be great, too. That would be really
They're
cool.
cycles, Peter. They're cycles.
We're in the same cycle they've been in for the last 9 years, Andy. That's not good. Thanks to Dixon for doing tickers. Thanks to EA for producing. And thank you, Trammell, for running the board, my friend. Thank you, P1s. We love and adore you. Go on out there, get stuck in. Win your 50s.